Good morning. Welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Social Media Manager for HAR, and I'm joined this morning by MrHAR.com, Taqi Rizvi. Taqi, welcome back.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It feels like we just had you, but that was well over a month ago and kind of feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Yes, time flies when you're having fun,
Time
right?
does fly when you're having fun and when you're staying busy, which I know you have been very, very busy. So I'm excited to share with everyone some of the things that you've been working on. We had a meeting last Thursday and I got a sneak peek of some of this, and I'm really excited to share it with our members. So, if you guys are tuning in for Virtual Open House, guess what? You're going to hear about a whole lot more. So before we get started, just in case anyone who's watching doesn't know who you are, Taqi, if you'll just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do for HAR.
So, my role is as a Chief Technology Officer is to look at the technology platform of HAR.com that includes product and services we offer our members in wide areas with regards to productivity, with regards to lead generation, operation efficiencies and all of that. So we built all these different tools that help members. And one thing which drives it's really uh, heart of all this is that when we look at what our members are spending outside when it comes to third-party softwares and all of that in Houston market compared to other markets, we are so fortunate that we have built this asset, uh, which is which is actually saving members a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the calculations we have for the platinum, when you look at platinum, what you pay for like 129 compared to what is we are offering right now is about around about $2,000 worth of value. But next week and within this time, what we are adding to it, I really will tell you that that will actually double that value if you just look at what we are offering now
Mm-hmm.
and what we are about to offer. And some of the things I will have an opportunity to share with you in addition to the virtual open houses today.
And I almost feel like, I mean, I'm sure you researched that amount, but I almost feel like that's an undersell. I've heard members say say to me in the past, just the website alone, I would
Sure.
spend 10 times that trying to have somebody create a website for me. So, yeah, definitely.
just
Um,
just look at the sheer fact of the just the lead generation part, just the lead generation part,
mm-hmm.
which
Just,
is, I think if you ask our members, well, what is the when you get the leads, which leads are the most valuable, high quality
mm-hmm.
leads, and this is what I've heard from our members and from the feedback from the surveys which Ross does. It is the most valuable and high quality lead which is generated by HAR. So very proud of that value to back to our members.
Very, very good. So you mentioned, and I mentioned that you have a lot of stuff coming out. It seems like um, you've shifted towards a lot of virtual tools. So, what prompted you to start kind of shifting into maybe more virtual options for our members?
So as we know, COVID-19 pandemic changed the way we live, really. When it comes to education, how people are getting education from students, from teachers, how they're delivering training, then from our eating habits, people are cooking more at home, people are the way we meet, the way we exercise, the way we entertain. So all that is changing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And same is true for work. So whether it's us working or for our members, or it is how our members are actually working and serving their clients. So what we did is that we said, look, technology has been key for so many companies how to navigate the COVID-19 pandemic, right? And so we said, okay, why don't we lean hard on our technology to provide tools to agents that will allow them to work during this time.
Mm-hmm.
So we built virtual environments such as virtual open houses, 3D tours, and 3D galleries. We have now. One of the other things was this: we were almost like prepared as well, just to let you know, on few of the play spaces. As you know, HR traffic surged significantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can so we had the infrastructure to support that. We had the infrastructure from a technology site for our team members to be able to work. So we had those things that enabled us in return turn around and look at it, what services we need to offer our members during this COVID period.
Very good, very good. And I'm just curious because you mentioned virtual is everywhere and in everything. I'd like to see in the comments from our members if there's something you're doing now virtually that you used to do in person. I'd like to see that in the comments. So let us know. And let's keep moving here. So virtual versus in person. We could apply this to a lot of things, but with in regards to virtual showings and virtual open houses, what are the benefits? I mean, you mentioned some of the benefits to being able to still work out at home, or be able to cook and do different things virtually, Zoom calls. But for real estate, what are the benefits of virtual showings and virtual open houses?
So as we discussed that, the consumer behavior is changing, right? So now they are accustomed to and feel very comfortable to do things virtually, right? So now with that, there is a shift in how they actually access and use HAR.com. And one of the things, or the services agents are providing them. And so when it comes to what we noticed, that virtual open houses that means their number of attendees will be much larger. So if you had 20 people come into virtual open house, to a regular or traditional open house, here you will see 50 people come and 100 people we have seen in this. So really, that cannot be possible in a regular environment. It's possible in virtual. Just to let you know, that's just the start. Mm-hmm. It's just going to go higher. We believe that look, this is going to stay, right? This virtual environment going to stay. A lot of people will like to do this, and it's comfortable too. That you can sit from your comfort of home and actually go and look at the property. And again, if you're interested, you will make the second round. But people want to save time. People want convenience, and that's why it's good for the consumers, right? And that's why we think that it is going to be changing. If you hear from all the leaders in real estate industry, they will say that. So just to let you know, number of attendees, okay, much higher. You will see this is a new way to market a property. Add this as a new service in your portfolio, which you're offering to your client in your sales presentation. We have built a new way for you to capture leads within that. It was never possible. Mm-hmm. We have created 3 new ways to create leads, which were not there before. You can record a video. You can say, look, I want to be on a waiting list for when the events start, and more. So definitely that. Plus, really, some of the agents I've asked who were fed up of just going there, doing an open house and waiting there for 3 hours, hoping that somebody will walk in. I mean, really, this wastes a lot of time. And I'm not saying that it's one model fits all. What it is, though, that some agents will decide that, look, this is I'm better doing virtual. So a lot of agents are also leaning towards and looking at this as a big time saving, right? Yeah. And just share the fact that, look, you do an open house. After the open house, if you do a traditional open house, there's nothing you have that will give a long shelf life, right? Mm-hmm. You do that, and that's about it, right? But the big advantage of virtual is there's a video that is created that's an asset that's available. What we do, we give you way you can actually generate leads from that. We have that link on your detailed listing always, where a consumer, if you do one-time virtual open house, for example, there will be a button say request virtual open house video. And right now we are in the process of even highlighting it further as a teaser for a user to see the teaser, that they will fill out the form and contact you. Mm-hmm. And they will request a video. In return, you get their contact information. Plus one other thing is this security, in-person, safety in these open houses always been a big concern for the realtors. And this is another way where you are not taking away a service from your customers of a traditional open house, but you are offering that as another way to do that. Plus, but I'm not saying that you should not do in person. Mm-hmm. You should do in person as well. But what you can do is add this in the beginning, and it takes about half an hour, right? And you can do 15 minutes if you want to. But definitely, if you are doing, we saw there are about 5,000 open houses. And if you are not taking advantage of those, you are missing on a remarkable opportunity that we have created. It's up to you, but definitely, when we build that, we really got excited because any conference we go, anywhere Bob is presenting or hearing from, he will come back and tell us that this is exactly what every leader is thinking about what we have already done.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely very proud of HAR leadership, HAR team for servicing our member in the way where the tools they need for the right time.
Yeah, very good. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe we are the only MLS offering this to the members, maybe in the country, unless there's one that's popped up that we don't know about, right?
Yeah. Everybody is in country. People have taken a path of doing a half-baked type of solution,
Mm-hmm.
which is okay. But I will get into that where they're using Facebook and others.
Sure.
We'll discuss that down the road.
Yeah.
But we were the ones, Peter, looked at that like from a perspective that, look, this is something that's going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Why not we build that it can sustain, and it should be such a way that it meets the need rather than just patching it and making members happy that, okay, we did something. So definitely our approach was a little bit hard, took us a little bit of time, but I think in the long run has huge benefit.
Wonderful. Based on the question I asked, how many of you are doing something virtually that you used to do in person? A lot of people are saying meetings, classes, but I also see virtual open houses, virtual showings, buyer consultations. So you guys are doing a lot of things virtually now. And I do still see people saying I prefer the in-person, but I think to your point that you were making is if you're already there, why not do both? Right?
Absolutely. I honestly, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
because if unless and until you wanted to go every week there, actually, I would compare a virtual video which you did for virtual open house to something that you are doing you are doing it in-person open house every day. Okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
equivalent to that, because once you have a video, then it's accessible 24/7. That user can actually access that.
Very good. And I just see a funny comment here from Melissa. No signs, no cookies, I'm in. Very good. So I'm also curious how many of you've used the virtual open house platform that Taqi is going to talk about, because it's been out for a few weeks. And in that time, our members have given you a lot of feedback and you've implemented a lot of changes. So in what ways have our members helped your team improve the HAR Virtual Open House feature?
So I personally want to say from bottom of my heart how much I appreciate them testing out new technology, being brave enough to being courageous to use this. In doing so, it was technology advisory group members, some other people who have signed up for the beta program.
Mm-hmm.
They have given an amazing. See, we can develop everything in the lab, but what happens is when the rubber meets the road, when it goes into the field, how it is working, and we learn so much more from that. Okay. Mm-hmm. And our members have been, I'll tell you that they've been very patient with us, and with that enabled us where we are. We have a stable platform now, and we have done many things in there, and I'm going to point a few of the things which are there. So if you are trying to do now, one of the biggest challenge we had, which we did not have in the lab, even though we tested in partially of that, was the latency. What about the connection, which was sort of for us it was the weakest link in doing. We can build the app, we can make it work, and everything good. Team is great, but when it comes to what is the most weakest part of all this was a connection. So now we said we started with one way. We saw the challenges with that. We changed it. Now we are on a program where it's amazing. If you have, so what we have now, we build the speed test as well. So you can actually see that if you are above 6 megabits, that means you have a good one to do a live stream. If you have um, above 3 to 6, that means that's okay to do. But if it's lower, we recommend don't do that, because that means it's really bad. It is not much we can do. But now, this speed tests have helped based on the member feedback, and we have done that. We have resolved the issue with our latency, so now it's working. One other thing which is very important to a member is Sean and and the team maintains the MLS system, and anything we do here, we always want to make sure that's available to members in Matrix. So we now, when you add an open house, virtual open house on HAR system, that goes on har.com, but also goes in Matrix. So that was a big one. Another one which was very critical was hosted open houses, right? Mm-hmm. So agents, we started with, first thing was that, okay, let's do open houses, and those open houses will be for your listings, right? But then we start seeing a lot of interest from teams, from other agents within the companies. They said, look, we wanted to do hosted open house for other agents. So we said, okay, we went back and we kind of carved that out and got that working. So that's worked. One other big thing, which is a seller report. So now you can actually, so even though if I'm doing, or let's suppose I'm hosting open house for an agent, I still can go in and as a listing agent, if I'm doing it for the agent, listing agent can come and look at that. They don't see the context who came to the virtual open house, but what they do have, they have a report that they can share with their client with the video. So you are actually providing a report that is going to be welcomed by your customers, detailing the marketing activity for that particular open house. Mm-hmm. That is engagement, how many people attended, who were waiting lists, who asked questions. So many things which are a great way for us to see. And then we also have some modification when it comes to policy implementation. But just to let you know, this is a moving target. We keep improving, and this is what is the fun part of that, is that you realize that what you are building, it is actually improving as you have more users on it. Mm-hmm. So definitely the more you all use it, it will get better. I just do want to recommend, whenever you have an open house, you must check updates and download those, right?
Yes.
So make sure to check that always before you go this, because we're constantly updating. We don't want you to do an open house and miss out on an update we just released. So just to let you know, the team is focused on working on making it better because of your feedback, and we are looking forward to making it even better.
Very good. I see a comment here from HR's president and CEO, Bob Hale. 7,300 consumers have attended a virtual open house, which does not include how many watched after the fact. So I think that as we're in this new normal, as people are calling it, and we're attending, classes on Zoom and experiencing more virtual, I think consumers will probably start to ask their agents, if they haven't already, where's my virtual open house for my listing, right? So I think this is becoming, again, more of the norm, as we've said. I see a few technical questions coming in about microphones and about using the cell phone. I promise we'll get to all of that. I want to hear from you, though, Taqi, feedback from members and consumers. What kind of feedback have you been hearing about virtual open houses?
So there are positive and there are some issues as well. Like one of the things which I mentioned in the policy side of that, which was that consumer were complaining that, look, if an agent is saying that they're going to do an open house, they will come there. But if their agent doesn't show up or just playing that, because, it's very easy to create a virtual open house and just forget about that. Mm-hmm. So this is why we put that no-show policy in there. And if you go, so after we implemented the no-show policy, we have seen a huge improvement on that, is that people are, when they are making a virtual open houses, they are making sure they are there. So that's a great thing. It helped the consumer have a better experience. Also, realtor, which are doing it the right way, mm-hmm. not undermining. So they are actually benefiting from the consumer will say, look, when somebody says they're going to have a web open house, it will be there. Then other thing is that we are listening from agents who really where we are seeing that a lot of teams are using that, which I love that. So agents are within the company using the hosted one to do that and allowing the teams to do that. So that's great as well. We see they would like to see us more promoted on HR.com. And so what we are doing now, we are in the process of right now on the homepage we have a link so you can click it and goes to and see all the open houses. And we are adding where you can only filter out and say I just want to see virtual. So just to let you know, guys, anybody who would not do a virtual open house will miss out on that when a user do that filter.
Yeah.
Because people will do that, right? And one observation which was awesome from Kat Robinson, she was mentioning that she have seen that virtual open houses get more traffic during weekdays than over the weekends. so that's quite interesting, and that explains it because typically users are whether in their whatever capacity on front of the computer, more during the weekday, and they leave weekends for running errands and all of that. So that's great. Another thing is quickly is Facebook ads. Mm-hmm. So they are looking at how we can promote those. So we have Facebook ads. We are doing enabling them to do that more easily in the system.
Okay, excellent. So a couple of questions I see from members, and this would really categorize as some of the feedback from our members. And I know you've heard this before, so I'm just curious, what is the option as far as hosting a virtual open house for a listing outside of your company? I see a few people asking about that.
So, okay. So just to let you know, social media platforms for live streaming are easy and free. So, people think that they can do a virtual open house using that or virtual showing that. So just to let you know, these platforms are public, meaning attendees' information is public. Everybody can see that. So I would just give you that in person as an example of that, So that's why when we started that and we saw a lot of people jump on that path of giving people YouTube Live and Facebook Live. But what we realized that, attendee information is public. Is that what we want agents to do that? So I've thought about that, okay, let's think about an in-person experience. Would you, in an in-person experience, would you mind if another agent comes in to the open house and start distributing flyer about their other listing, which is next door, or try to give their business card to everybody who is attendee there? You would not, right? Mm-hmm. And so exactly the same way, you do not want your attendee information to be public. And you look at Facebook Live, you look at any of other platforms, YouTube, all that information is. That's why we could have done much easier and much like other people. But really we felt, look, if we want to give a solution to our member, it need to be comprehensive, and it need to be something which is meeting the requirement as opposed to just a hack.
Yeah, very good. So I see a few members that were asking for maybe step-by-step explanation of how to do this. We actually have all of that on har.com/virtual for you guys. We have training manuals there. We have tutorial videos there. So go check that out. And I do see a lot of members saying that they want to start trying to do this. And you've answered this question before, Taqi, but I see a few members asking, is it best to do it live or pre-recorded? You can't actually do pre-recorded here. I see another member asking, could I just take my virtual tour and do a voiceover? So that's not what this platform is for, correct?
And again, you have to understand that it's a different tool, right? It's not a video recording. It is something that is built in with like a live engagement, right? So that's what we're trying to achieve with that. So when you compare that with a video, you may not, that's not a good comparison to that. You wanted to look at that. This is This is an interactive, engaging thing. Because just to let you know, what we are telling agents to do that. Look, you have an audience which are looking at you, right? It's up to you how you engage them.
Right.
With regards to, you should ask them during this, hey, feel free to ask me any question. By the way, if you're interested in looking at comparables around this area to look at the average sales prices, fill out this form. I can run a CMA for you, and all different type of things. I have other things about the neighborhood or whatever you think would allow them to provide you contact information. You should do that, and so that's why quite different experience than just uploading of the video.
Yeah, very good. There was a question actually that came in. Is there a way to have them sign in to the virtual open house, similar like they would sign in to an in-person? But I think that's kind of what you're alluding to, is it's not so much the sign in, it's the actual engagement. Don't just give me your name and an email, but let's find out if you are actually interested and have some questions for me.
But it's actually a very good segue into our next discussion. I think would like to go through that.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is about a virtual showing. So what you're saying is exactly the question being asked is really how we define a virtual showing. Okay, a virtual showing, you cannot have a virtual showing. So the big difference when people ask about, okay, how do you compare a virtual open house with a virtual showing, right? And in that regard, it's really virtual open house is a public event. Virtual open house is a private, where you invite people, have to sign up, have to register, give their information. Absolutely. And you promote them the same way, except the fact that since virtual open houses is an activity done mostly by you as a buyer agent. So it's not on the listing detail, right? It's not on listing detail, but you have a link on har.com, which is like an event page, right? That you created a Zoom event page and you have a page that you can promote. You can ask, or you can put on Facebook. You can have ads. You can promote on Instagram and other medium. Just what you're saying to you is, look, I'm having a virtual showing, which is you make an appointment just like a regular appointment, right? And you make an appointment, you set it up in a system that there is, and you get the links, and then you send the invitation to your existing customers. And that is one part. The second part, when you promote it, anybody coming from a promotion link have to register. But just to let you know, there's no video is recorded in that case. But what you have is, I think it's very beneficial for the listing agents to see more and more virtual showings, because again, the number of people who will come will be higher, and it will be a really good way to generate more leads as well.
Yeah, definitely. So on that point, and I even saw some people in the comments saying about doing it to YouTube or Facebook or things like that. So you've already mentioned this, but I want everyone to be clear on the benefit of using the HAR virtual options for showing or open house versus streaming natively on social media, Facebook or YouTube or Instagram.
So number one is this: all attendee information is public. If you have no problem that anybody who come to your virtual open house, another agent comes and look at who are attending your open house, go do those platforms if you want. But you will miss out on the lead generation opportunity. You will miss out on the promotion on har.com. So you are actually going to be self-promoting it, not be leveraging HR marketing engine. So up to you, but I think it is a mistake to use any other platform. And just to let you know, this is something which HR is offering. If you're platinum, this is going to be part of your platinum service, right?
Right.
It is going to be available. But if you are, so for you, it's like no brainer. You should do that, because why not? More lead opportunities in the system, better system, and very quick integration with the listing. You go in, you pick a listing, and within 1 minute you can create a virtual open house. So much quicker, even creating on the Zoom, creating on any other platform.
Okay.
But then being able to promote it, all that. So really, there's no comparison.
Okay. So we might have breezed over it because I see a question. What is a virtual showing? So if you could explain to us, how does the virtual showing compare to virtual open house? How are they different?
So first of all, we are excited about this new thing which is not live yet.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to virtual open house, virtual open house is all about you doing for your listings or somebody doing within the company for your listing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is open house, right? This is virtual open house. When it comes to virtual showing, you can actually show any property within MLS, right? It's just like today, right? Can you show any home in MLS? Exactly, you can do the same thing. And when you do that, you go through a process. How do you do this? Traditional is that you will go through HAR, click make through through showing time, or you will go through appointment manager. But you make an appointment through the system, and then you show up that day and do that. Except this one, rather than you bringing in you are bringing your customer with you. You are bringing your registered customers, which are virtual, attending that. So that's exactly the same thing. Nothing changes on that.
Mm-hmm.
But that means now more agents will be able to use that and show the property. So that means more showing. That means hopefully more offers and more engagement.
So Kristen said, so you are in the house walking around with a camera and the client is on the other end.
That's correct. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you for explaining that for us. And I'm seeing a lot of our members saying how great of a tool this is. I see a comment here from Nicole, such a great tool. You guys have done a great job of working through the members' needs. So like you were saying earlier, you can develop all the tools in the world, but if our members aren't going to find them beneficial and use them, then it's kind of pointless, right?
And a shout out for Nicole. She is so encouraging and such a positive feedback we receive from her. I mean, really, members like her really give us the encouragement to push harder, try to do better for our members. So thank you so much, Nicole.
Definitely. Taqi, for members that don't know Taqi that well, Taqi loves feedback. So if you have feedback, you send it to Taqi. He will take a look at it. He welcomes it. Yeah. So tell us about the Media Uploader app. You talked a little bit about it last time we were on this program, but it is almost here, correct? So we want to hear a little bit more about the Media Uploader app and its benefit to our members.
So good news is that all of those who are attending this and listening to this, I will provide a link to you, Christina, later that you can share with those and they can be on a beta program. Okay. So just to let you know, beta is going to be next week, mid of next week. That's when it will be. So it's almost ready. But the program, what it does, the Media Uploader app, is really allow you to, with your phone, you'll be able to manage your photos, your photo descriptions, your videos, your virtual tour links. You can do that. So all that thing you can do that, which you can do in Matrix, you can actually now do it through the app. Okay, so it's really cool, right? You can access the pictures and all of that. And the good thing is that for example, two things we added which were not there before. Okay, one was that we built integration with Ricoh camera. So now what you can do is really take a 360 photos through HAR app plus the Ricoh camera. So you can do that now. So those 360 tours are going to be part of the Media Uploader app. So we have about 400 members who signed up right after when we announced that the Ricoh camera. So we're excited so if you are one of those, definitely look out for this update and sign up for the beta program to test it out. So this Ricoh camera will do the 360, which are really, you need that right now during this time so people can actually immerse more into the property listing detail through the 3D tours without having a huge cost for you.
Yeah.
So this is a great news. Plus audio listing. So what we have it is more of a podcast. So we believe that voice actually have it's a very powerful in telling about the sentimental uh, value of something or expressing something. So if you should try audio message as well. But it's just like a podcast popularity, which everybody know is there. I don't have to convince you on that. But audio is also something that will you should take advantage of. The 3D camera and audio will be two additional things which you will have in addition to complete management of your photos, video, virtual tours.
That's excellent. I mean, we know our members, it's their responsibility to promote listings as best they can, and you are just giving them so many options to be able to do that. That's wonderful. I see a lot of members saying, "Send me the link, send me the link, send me the link." So I promise we will get you guys the links after this is over. They all want to be beta testers, so you're going to get a lot more feedback here pretty soon, Taqi. But the Media Uploader app, I think, is wonderful. I know this is something that you've talked about for a while, but now with the 3D tours and Ricoh camera and things like that, it's going to be even more amazing. So we're really excited about that one. So a few more exciting tools that I know that you guys are working on that I wasn't aware of until last Thursday when I heard you on a meeting. So I'm really excited about some of them. So can you tell us what new tools is your team working on, and one of which went live this weekend, correct?
That's correct. That's correct. So there are two things. One thing which I'll tell you, you guys are gonna love that. All right. It is you download. So if you have the latest HAR app, right? If you have the HAR app, you will see that when you try to do search, there's now a single small text there which says multiple listings. Okay. And when you do that, you have to play with that. All right. It's amazing. Okay. Because when you do that, for example, if you wanted to go look at, you have 5 properties that you're interested in, you want to find about the documents about this, you want to make, for example, appointments for that, you wanted to do whatever you need to do with that, right? Whether driving direction, whether. So with one small system, you go, you say, here are the 5 properties. And it's so simple to search as well. You have to try that. Mm-hmm. Here are the 5 properties I want to go today and look at or do anything with that or need to seek information, right? Mm-hmm. You go and open the app, you do that, right away you have it. One of the features which I think it's fascinating is the compare one, that you can actually look at these 5 and you can compare them side by side. It's outstanding how it works. And it's so cool on the mobile app. So definitely, this it's already out there. Please test it. Please use that. You will love that.
Okay,
all right?
So it is in the HAR app. Just make sure you have the most current version, and you'll be able to select multiple listings. Correct?
That's correct. Okay. Absolutely.
Very good.
Absolutely.
So what else?
All right. So the other one is this. If you go to My Listings, so you go to My Listings, and
in the member portal. Correct.
In the member portal, yeah. If you go into log into member portal and go My Listing, and once you find My Listing, there's a button which is Action, right? Most of you have seen it, where we have all different tools, which is completely changed that, and we brought up a brand new thing which is called Quick List. So what Quick List idea is that look, we have built so many tools around listings, but what we've realized that look, we don't want the agents to go one place here, one place there. Why don't we just bring all of them into one? So everything about your listing, from management of your listing, from promotion tools, from sharing tools, from all different, from print, from every single thing, we have kind of brought it in that. Okay, so this is something which I think you will love. If you just go to your listing and test it. Mm-hmm. But that's just one part of that. You can do that with any listing which is an MLS. But another addition to that is you can search for any listing in Texas and get all the tools that we have built for that. And by the way, just to let you, as a buyer, you can say buyer sheet, you know, Now, as a seller, you can seller's net sheet and all of that. So many things. So if your listing agent is behave differently. If it's not your listing, it display different information. So check it out and you will enjoy it and appreciate that tool.
Excellent, excellent. There's a lot of comments here and some more feedback for you to review. But one comment that made me chuckle a little bit, Val said, Taqi is our Obi-Wan. Very good.
Yeah.
So, couple of people asking, how can we verify that we have the latest version of the HAR app?
Just App Store. Just go to App Store. If you look at App Store
or Google Play Store.
Play Store, and just see that. And again, sometimes if you are not sure, delete the app and download it.
Yeah,
it's so simple.
That's one of the easiest ways to do it.
I'm understanding that's the most foolproof way, right?
Yeah.
Get rid of now. You don't have it. Just download it. It takes a few minutes, but you will be certain that you have the latest one.
Very good. And a lot of people are saying, no, kind of see awesome coming in. So they are really loving this, Taqi. Any other tools or anything else coming down the pipeline that we should be aware of?
You will, yes. So this week we are releasing the Facebook ads, carousel ads. So we had a Facebook ads, but it didn't support the type, which was a carousel ad. So now we are supporting that. It's coming out this week, and it's fantastic. So you should look out for that. And if you're not using Facebook ad, just to let you know, HAR did really, as I mentioned to you in the beginning, look at that. Agents will need a way to market on Facebook. We can say, well, that's not our business. Mm-hmm. Let them figure it out. Or we can say, well, let them pay high fees to the third-party vendors and let them figure it out. Or we said, look, if this is something which our members will be needing, why don't we build it? So we build this. So now when you create a Facebook ad, we don't charge you, for example, for like whatever your spend is, we will charge you X%. We don't do that.
Okay.
We just have a very small, a flat fee of $1
mm-hmm.
for an ad creation. You can modify 100 times, but that's one time you create an ad, and that's more of us for support and all of that fee. But really, so Facebook ads is there available for you.
Okay. If you could explain, because one person did ask, what is carousel?
Carousel is right now the ad we have is one single photo, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go create an ad, pick your primary photo, or you can modify the photo. That's a type of ad which is called single photo ad, right? Mm-hmm. What we have now is a carousel ad where you can actually go in with a listing, add 5 photos. Okay, and then for each one of them write a description and all of that. So you can do this. Even if you don't write a description, when users are looking at their post, it becomes more exciting mm-hmm. for them to say, oh, let me just go check out the other photos.
It's interactive,
so
yeah.
It's more interactive, and I think it's more effective. And that's, I think people will be moving away from a single photo to the carousel, especially in the real estate vertical.
Mm-hmm. And for anyone that was looking for that My Listings for the quick list, and I see Rhonda answered for us, so thank you, Rhonda. That is in the member portal. That's not in Matrix. So make sure that when you go to My Listings, you're going into the member portal to look for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Taqi?
So CMA,
yeah.
We have a new design from the cover, from others. See, we get a feedback from members, and we do that. So if you have not looked at this, what we have done is CMA, Instant CMA is built into your app. You do not need a third-party system. It takes few minutes to actually create remarkable PDF. Okay, with your photo, with your branding, with active, most up-to-date data, everything available. And then what we realize that other providers have interactive. So we actually gone through and built complete interactive CMA. So even though if I receive a PDF and it's sitting on my computer, I can then click on it, actually engage with that. Mm-hmm. And it goes to your website, which is agent branded website, goes there. All the links are staying with you. So everything is really, if you've not looked at CMA recently, check it out after Wednesday. We probably will release it sooner, but after Wednesday, you will see quite different things in there, and so that's awesome as well.
Very good. I see a few people asking, how can we stay up to date with these new tools and your new releases and things that are coming out? One is to watch this program because we always invite Taqi on when he has something new to share, but any other
So,
places that they can stay updated?
so definitely Matt, he is like on our case to, hey, let me know what it is so I can share with member. You are the same way. I mean, honestly, because we are changing a lot, and so definitely, um, um, just tune into HAR, um, uh, uh, Member Focus Monday to HAR emails with sent by the communication team. I mean, these are great ways to do that. But I think you have a platinum group as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you share stuff, right, Christina?
Mm-hmm.
And you may talk about that. That's a great place as well, where we are adding everything. And definitely, those are great places to start.
Yeah, very good. And for anyone wondering, we can put up the link for the Platinum group in a little bit, but there is a HAR MLS Platinum subscribers group. So if you're a Platinum subscriber, join that Facebook group.
And
Go ahead.
one point, I apologize, just wanted to let
No,
you know.
go for it.
So Rita has been working on really coming up with as and also finding out and meeting with us, just like Matt does. What are you changing? What it is? So
Mm-hmm.
their instructors are all learning the new tools. So definitely, the best way would be actually to look at some of the training which Rita is offering and take those or retake those. Let's suppose you took a training which was last week. Now you can take it again, right?
I know people who take the tools class every 2 years. They get their CE for it, and they get updated on everything that you've released in that last 2 years.
Yeah.
Um, a couple.
Only thing is this: so many are changing, so maybe they had to do it every 3 months rather than.
A couple people are asking, is the future of a CRM still on the table? I know that's something you've discussed in the
Absolutely,
past.
absolutely. I just wanted to let you know we did shift some of the priorities because of these virtual tools
Mm-hmm.
building. So three things I'm very excited about, and one is the CRM. Okay, so I can assure you that we'll do that, and it is like I cannot wait to work on and continue working on it. But we have offer platform which we are working, and that is coming as well. So few other things are on the horizon, but definitely, it's a top priority for us.
That's great. Thank you so much, Taqi. Well, this has been wonderful. So many of our members are saying thank you for this amazing discussion. Thank you for all the tools. They're loving it. I see a Wahoo in here now too, so they're really excited about it. Anything else that you want to share with our members before we wrap up today?
No, I just wanted to let you know, share your feedback with us. Stay tuned to HR messaging, take the training. We build these tools for you.
Mm-hmm.
You if and our best reward for us is when you use them.
Mm-hmm.
So please use them. Let us know if it doesn't work, if there's any problem, there's just something. And plus, by the way, just to let you know, we have always look at this as a two-directional thing. We are learning from our members.
Mm-hmm.
We are giving tools to them, but we are learning from them. So it's a cycle, right? To continue that dialogue, continue that, so that way we can actually come up with better tools for entire organization for all our members.
Yeah, very good. And I did see one person asked, where can we find out about the tools classes, the upcoming classes? Go to har.com/edu, and that's where you can find all the classes. So again, a lot of members thanking you, Taqi, and let me thank you one more time for always being so willing to come on and share with us what you're working on. But I think it's important for our members to hear all of these amazing things that you
Thank you
guys are
so
doing.
much. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity,
Absolutely.
and I really think your program is a really good platform for people to learn all the things, and I love it. So thank
Well,
you so much for the
thank
opportunity.
you. Thank you, Taqi. So that is it for this Member Focus Monday. We will see you back next Monday at 9 a.m. See you then. Bye-bye.
Take care.